Live, local, now. This is WSFA 12 News, Today in Alabama.
Good Sunday morning, I'm Jordyn Elston. This morning's top stories are just seconds away, but first, WSFA First Alert meteorologist Lee Southwick is tracking your Sunday forecast. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Jordyn.
After 2 decades without answers, authorities may have found the man responsible for the deaths of 2 teens in Ozark. Sources say a lab out of state matched Coley McCraney as the possible killer through a genealogy report. Now he's facing charges for the 1999 murders of Tracy Hollett and J.B. Beasley. Here's reporter Ken Curtis with the breaking news update.
It was summer 1999. These 2 Northview High School students headed to a party. J.B. Beasley and Tracy Hollett got lost on the way. They went to this store seeking directions. Then Tracy called her mom and said they were headed home. They never made it. The next morning, police found Beasley's car parked in Ozark. In the trunk, both girls' bodies. They had been shot. Investigators charged an Ozark man but later released him. The reason? Lack of evidence. And then this murder went cold. Every year their family and friends gathered at the murder scene.
Keep praying every day that the Lord will just make it impossible for them to sleep. That's what I pray. And that the law enforcement will be led to the right person.
They prayed for an arrest. Ozark police say they never gave up.
There's not a day that goes by that we don't do something on the case.
Now investigators believe they have their big break. Sources say DNA links this man, Coley McCraney, to their murders. In Dothan, Ken Curtis, Gray News Network.
Ozark police have told us there will be a press conference held on Monday morning to address the latest developments. WSFA 12 News will be there to cover it. New from last night, a state inmate fatally stabbed by another inmate at the Bibb County Correctional Facility. We're told Ray Anthony Little was killed Friday after an attack around 4 in the afternoon. It happened in one of the facility's housing areas. Little was taken to the hospital where he later died. Officials say Davario Montez Shepard is the suspect in this attack. They say Shepard appeared to be under the influence of a controlled substance when he attacked Little. And right now in Elmore County, residents are still working towards recovery after parts of the county suffered damage from storms that rolled through Thursday night. Elmore County EMA officials say that over 50 structures have been damaged. Most of them are homes, but there are some businesses that were damaged as well. Officials say that most of the damage is a result of downed trees, but there is some damage from the strong winds. The National Weather Service says a survey of the damage in Elmore County indicates an EF2 tornado caused damage for at least 6 miles. Now crews are working throughout the county to get things cleaned up.
We've got volunteer organizations active in disasters, which is called VOAD. They're out today helping us both on the Holtville side where we're at now and over on the Titus side, helping going house to house, trying to help remove debris, trying to help people cut the trees up that are on their houses or near their driveways. So we've got people out trying to help.
Officials say that it's going to take several months to clear out all of the debris and that thankfully no injuries have been reported. New information from around the globe. The death toll has risen to 50 from Friday's mosque attacks in Christchurch, New Zealand. In a police presser, a police commissioner said 28-year-old Brenton Tarrant has been charged with murder. Sarah James reports from Christchurch, New Zealand.
Here in Christchurch, New Zealand, a grieving nation got more bad news.
It is with sadness that I advise that the number of people who have died in this awful event has now risen to 50.
50 other people were injured and 36 remain in the hospital, 2 of them in critical condition. The gunman live streamed his horrific shooting rampage at 2 mosques on social media as he took aim at men, women, and little children involved in their Friday prayers.
As you know, the 28-year-old male appeared in court yesterday charged with murder. You will also know that 2 other people were apprehended at a cordon during this operation. At this point, we do not believe that they were involved in these attacks.
The investigation into the mass shooting continues, and it is a wide-ranging one. New Zealand's Prime Minister says the alleged gunman wasn't on any agency watch lists either in New Zealand or Australia. She wants to know why. Authorities say they are exercising vigilance to make sure that everyone in this island nation remains safe. In Christchurch, New Zealand, Sarah James, NBC News.
Authorities have not been able to release the bodies of the victim yet, and this has been difficult for many mourners as Muslim tradition calls for burials within 24 hours of a person's death. The man accused of sending pipe bombs to President Trump's biggest critics is expected to plead guilty next week. Prosecutors say Cesar Sayoc mailed 16 bombs to prominent politicians, including former President Barack Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Sayoc faces charges that could carry a life in prison sentence. He's set to go to trial in July. Here's some helpful information you could use this tax season. The Alabama Department of Revenue revamped its tax app, EID, to better protect your identity. It was the nation's first app created to protect you when filing your taxes when it rolled out last year. Now, in its second tax season, there's greater accessibility as well as security enhancements like being able to take a selfie as you file your taxes.
You can't use a photo to trick it. They've enhanced that process, so it's better this year. The app allows you a chance to say, that's not my tax return, please stop processing it. And we will do that immediately if you verify through the app that it's not yours.
This is also a good tool for those of you expecting money back this season. This way it can speed up the process and even cut the wait time nearly in half. Truck drivers across Alabama are preparing to strike on April 12th. Members of the groups Black Smoke Matters and We Stand as One Alabama drove their trucks in a slow roll on Saturday, stopping at various truck stops throughout the state. They're raising awareness about the reasons they're going on strike. They're asking for better training, more parking at stops, and to remove electronic logging devices.
I've been driving 38 years. I own my own truck and trailer. No accidents, CSA points. Just got another 1,000,000 miles safe driving with the company. But now I have an ELD in the truck. And it's telling me when to stop, when I have to go to bed, when I can stop and use the restroom. And I'm having a very hard time working with it.
Saturday's slow roll started in Shorter and went all the way to McCalla. Putting a focus on your well-being, that was the goal of an event in Selma on Saturday. It's called Not Your Usual Health Fair. The Michael Johnson Foundation brought together several different health professionals and specialists to offer educational information along with screenings. Guests could check their blood pressure, hearing, and sight. Genetic testing was also available.
Being from the Black Belt, seeing how our health is not just here but across the whole South region of the U.S. I think it's important that we raise the awareness for health, especially in the Black community.
The Michael Johnson Foundation also provides access to health information through various events such as camps and educational sessions. It's been a cool and dry start to this Sunday morning, and it looks like it's going to be more of the same in the coming days. WSFA First Alert meteorologist Lee Southwick will be back in a moment with a look at when that might change coming up next.
Plenty of sunshine? What else could you ask for?
This is my favorite type of weather. Not too hot, not too cold, just a lot of sunshine. I'm enjoying it.
I completely agree. This is a great time to get outdoors and enjoy it.
Thanks so much, Lee. Coming up next in this morning's sports drill, the Auburn men's basketball team used some late-game heroics to earn a spot in this year's SEC championship game. Watch how they did it in just a moment. Plus, get a look at how both the Tide and the Tigers played last night on the Diamond against conference opponents. We'll be right back. In this morning's Health Watch, fast food has become a major part of what Americans eat on a regular basis, and a report from the CDC reveals just how much. Jim Rowbottom has more.
Ordering a burger or a bucket of chicken from a fast food restaurant is something we all love to do. Some of us maybe a little too much. According to a new study conducted by the Centers for Disease Control, nearly 85 million U.S. adults consume fast food on a regular basis. One of the authors, Cheryl Fryer, says the role fast food plays in the American diet has not only grown over the years, but has also contributed to health risks like obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. The data also showed that people who ate a lot of junk food varied by age, income level, and sex. Of the adults in the study who consumed fast food on any given day, about 45% were between 20 and 39, nearly 38% were 40 to 59, and more than 24% were 60 and older. According to the report, higher-income families ate more fast food than middle or lower-income families. And a slightly higher percentage of men said they regularly ate more fast food than women. For today's Health Minute, I'm Jim Rowbottom.
Don't go anywhere. We'll have one last look at this morning's forecast coming up next. The Southeastern Livestock Expo Rodeo is wrapping up at Garrett Coliseum. The fun kicked off yesterday with a Western festival for kids. Children aged 3 to 8 took part in mutton busting, wagon rides, and other kid-friendly events. The event wrapped up with team roping this morning at 8. And now WSFA First Alert Lee Southwick is joining us once again for a last look at our forecast. What's going on, Lee?
So I'm feeling pretty lucky this St. Patrick's Day because this forecast, I don't think it could get any better. Take a look at that. We're talking mid-60s for our afternoon high today. Plenty of sunshine. That's the same for Monday. Low 60s Tuesday, mid-60s again on Wednesday. Wednesday is our first day of spring. And then we'll stay in the 60s through about Thursday. 70s will return by Friday and Saturday, but we'll stay dry over the